Oh,
Hello, my name is Yufei and I am a student of professional management at USM. Thank you for being willing to participate in my interview regarding organizational development and change.
hi, I'm Zach. Prior to joining Pegatron, I already had 3 years of relevant experience. I chose this role because the hiring manager was specifically looking for English-speaking talents to lead meetings with Apple clients. The position offered an overseas assignment allowance, which aligned perfectly with my career goal of gaining international experience. So I joined as a reliability engineer.
Well, that sounds like a good choice. Could you describe your role in Pega?
Yeah, of course. My primary role involved reliability engineering support for Apple's new products project. I acted as a bridge between the client and our internal teams. I translated customer requirements into technical actions for our engineers and reported failure analysis results or project risks back to the client. This required intense coordination across PM, quality, manufacturing, and supply chain functions to ensure timely issue closure.
This was truly a huge challenge as it required communication with different parties, handling information coming from all directions, sorting through the details, and finding effective solutions to the problems. So, this is a good direction. What external pressures were most visible to you as an engineer?
The biggest pressure mainly came from Apple customers. Since Apple was the company's largest customer, their requirements were extremely influential and almost mandatory, especially after the Foxconn not Shenzhen, Zhenzhou incident. Apple started pushing the China Plus One strategy very aggressively, meaning they did not want all production concentrated in China anymore. As a result, overseas production sites such as India and Vietnam expanded quickly. For suppliers like us, and we cannot support this global expansion strategy, we might lose orders. Another pressure came from second source competition. Apple often had multiple suppliers producing similar products, so quality performance was constantly compared. If another supplier detected an issue but we failed to detect it, the customer would ask why we missed it. And this created very high pressure on both engineering and quality teams.
So, how did customer pressure affect cross functional coordination inside Pega?
Uh, Customer pressure forced us into much tighter integration. To meet project milestones, we had to define the clear DRI, which is direct responsible individual ownership for every issue. We often ran night shifts to accelerate task schedules. Coordination shifted from departmental silos to joint problem solving, as any delay became a shared project risk we couldn't afford.
Collaboration and time are the two most important factors. What was your role in connecting engineering problems with project management?
Mhm. My role was very much like a bridge between engineering and project management. Many times, customers would request additional tasks or changes, and I would first help clarify the issue before assigning the work to the appropriate DRI. If engineering teams encountered difficulties, I also needed to coordinate resources and communicate with customers to ensure both sides had the same understanding. In addition, when product issues occurred, I helped analyze root causes. follow up corrective actions, and report verification results and the risks back to the customer.
From your observation, what were the main internal bottlenecks before or during the transformation? It was truly a chaotic and difficult period, and I can imagine how challenging it must have been for all of you. What specific project practices helped improve coordination?
Hmm. I implemented a lesson learned database covering equipment, people, and product issues to ensure knowledge retention. I also restructured the team into three specialized functions: equipment transfer, line issues, and coordination. By introducing regular meetings and job rotation, I developed a multi-skilled team that could operate effectively even in my absence.
That was a great initiative. What did the India related restructuring mean from an engineering perspective?
Mhm. Although I later worked in India under Foxconn rather than Pegatron, I believe the core concept was very similar. From an engineering perspective, the biggest shift was moving from simple capacity transfer to capability transfer. For example, transferring a production line from Vietnam to India was capacity transfer, but the more difficult part was transferring engineering capability, management methods, and quality culture. India is still considered a relatively new industrial market in many areas. So the challenge was not only equipment relocation, but also large-scale training and cultural adaptation. For example, we adjusted management approaches to respect local culture, such as accommodating practices. At the same time, we also needed to build stronger concepts of deadlines, precise communication, and issue tracking within the team. I believe the efforts required for people development and organizational culture building was actually greater than the effort required for equipment transfer itself.
In your view, had the transformation become stable by 2024 or was it still ongoing?
I believe the transformation is ongoing. The trend of foreign capitals shifting from China to emerging markets continues to create talent gaps. However, I don't think Chinese factory will disappear. They will evolve to take the lead. Companies like Pegatron are still in transition, finding a new balance between high-end manufacturing and global regional diversification.
From your perspective, how did the external partners or regional partners change Pega's coordination model?
Hmm. It changed our model of accountability. For example, during the Pegatron Luxshare collaboration, we shifted from being the lead to a supporting role, contributing our historical expertise while Luxshare handled the execution. This forced us to develop clearer technical boundaries and formal governance to ensure quality remained consistent under shared responsibility.
Thanks a lot, Zeke, for sharing your experience. It really helps to see how change at Pega is not something that happens quickly, but a long process shaped by customer pressure, coordination work, and capability building. Your insights make it very clear how organizational development and change works in real practice, not just in theory. Thank you.
Mm, okay. Thank you
Thank you.
very much. See
Thank
ya.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.